Hello, welcome. This is Christy Ruffino, and I want to just take a brief moment to thank you for listening. You may be a longtime fan or a brand new guest. Either way, I want to encourage you to like and subscribe our show and to share it with your friends. I really try to bring in some amazing guests with some pretty incredible stories who are all sharing to not only inspire you, but equip you to live a better life. Our stories can either hold us back or they can propel us forward. And I've had the fortune of working with so many women to share their story, to clarify their story, and use it to be able to build their brand stronger and more vibrant and more attractive to their ideal clients. So if you have a story and you have a business and you don't know how to merge the two, let's chat. I would love to invite you to be a future author in one of our Overcoming Mediocrity books. All you have to do is go to overcomingmediocrity.org and hit the apply button. That will give you a little form to fill out so I can get to know a little bit about you and your story. And then we'll have a call. We'll strategize. We'll talk about your story and make sure that this is a good fit for you as well as for our project. Again, head over to overcomingmediocrity.org and I will talk to you soon, hopefully. Until then, on with the show.
Welcome to the Overcoming Mediocrity podcast, where today's top influencers and entrepreneurs on the rise share empowering stories and ninja tips to become the fuel that ignites a positive change in your life. Our guests don't simply coast through life. They don't let difficult situations stop them. They set big goals, keep their eyes on the prize, and they're joining us today to share insider secrets you can use right now to step into your power and live your purpose. Now, here's your host, Christy Ruffino.
Well, hello, everybody, and welcome to the Overcoming Mediocrity podcast. I'm Christy Ruffino, and I'm super excited to have Elaine Gibson on the show with me today. Welcome, Elaine.
Oh, thank you so much, Christy. I am so excited to be here. I love spending time with you and everything that you're doing, and the fact that we can come together like this is just wonderful. Thanks for having me.
Yes, it is. So I know we met in a community recently, and it seems like we're like long lost friends. I just love everything that you're doing in the world and how you're showing up. It's just amazing. But now the audience doesn't know a lot about you. So I'm going to go ahead and read your quick little bio, and then we're going to dive into your story. So
great.
Elaine Gibson is the healthy lifestyle designer and CEO of Renewed Living, and also the creator of Extraordinary Living Made Easy Method. She is cited as one of the world's top 10 natural cancer survivors by Extreme Health Radio. Actually, she was number 4 because she beat stage 4 cancer with an integrated approach, and she shares her hard-won lessons worldwide. She is a sought-after speaker, author, mentor, and a green juice loving grandmother. I love that.
That's the best of all of it.
Yeah. Women have been hiring Elaine to shed 2 to 5 sizes, increase their energy, and create disease-free optimal health naturally without giving up chocolate. I love that. That's the best part.
It is the best part.
Shed 2 to 5 sizes without giving up chocolate. Sign me up. I'm there. So how did you get into this, Elaine? I know your bio talks about how you beat cancer, but share a little bit more about that story, because I know that is why you are so passionate about helping people live a healthier lifestyle.
Yes, thank you. And thank you again. And it's why I'm so passionate and still doing this at past 76. So most people in my community are retired, but we've got a lot more work to do. So, as you mentioned, in 2008, I actually found myself in a recurrence, which was 18 months after they told me, oh, you are cancer-free, honey, bye. have a nice life. And it's like 18 months later, really? I thought we were done here. So obviously there's a gap that we need to figure out so that it doesn't happen. It doesn't have to happen. So literally it's interesting, Chrissy, most of your community are relentless, really mission driven, have something going, and do not accept when someone says something that doesn't make sense to you. So imagine telling this Jewish grandmother from New York City that she's not going to see her grandchildren grow up. It's like, have you ever met us before? Do you not know what mama bears are all about? So I was probably the only person walking the face of the earth that didn't think I was dying, but that was a good thing. So I literally went on a journey to figure out, what do the healthiest people do? And I did put together an integrated approach. I did some very low dose chemotherapy. And then, I did oxygen and just lots of things. And then in December of 2009, they said that I was cancer-free again. Yay. But twice I had told my grown children that I have cancer. And first was quick and easy. The second one was like, I don't know how to say this, and here's the truth. I'm really in deep, whatever you want to call it. So I just went every stone that I could find, all the information, because what I was looking for didn't exist. Where do you go? Do you look up? Do you Google and say, how do I not die? I don't know. So one thing led to another. The most important thing, and the reason that I stress this, is that for everybody, no matter what you're doing, there's always an aha moment when all the confusion comes together and we find the light in the abyss. And you have to keep going until you find yours. Mine was finding Dr. Otto Warburg, who was the 1931 Nobel Prize in biochemistry. And he's the one that taught us, we all know how bad sugar is. Not everybody does something about it, but if I can say anything to your audience, give up sugar. Sugar feeds disease. It feeds cancer, feeds all the things that make our immune system struggle. And the other thing that he taught us is that cancer, and here's the aha moment, cancer is an anaerobic cell, which means it cannot live in the presence of oxygen. That was my aha moment that I have built everything on, that I do morning, noon, and night. So anybody that comes in contact with me, it's one question for me. Listen, I'm a choreographer. I've got a graduate degree in dance. So I see the stage and the lights. So I saw me well and dancing with my grandkids and everything, but I had to put all the pieces together. So how do you get oxygen and alkalinity in your body today? Because the answer is always in the question. It's always in the question. You just learn to ask better questions until you find an answer that becomes your North Star. And for me, that was it. So everything I do is steeped in nature. So whether it's the food you eat, everything I do is God's garden. It's like stepping stone. Everything I do is stepping stones through God's garden, whether it's the food we eat, whether it's water that replicates from the mountains, whether it's having air that's clean naturally, whether it's eliminating chemicals. Everything in my world is steeped in nature, because you are designed to thrive in nature. And this is the whole of everything that I do. And, like I said, I'm 76 years old. I love my girlfriends. I love my girlfriends. I have girlfriends from summer camp in 1953, and we still meet in New York City, and we're still the best of friends.
Oh, I love
Whether it was,
that.
of course, isn't that
love
what
that.
we're all about?
Relationships, absolutely.
Absolutely. And for women, community is paramount, which is why I've built, the extraordinary sisterhood of close to 1,300 women now in my Facebook group. But it's all about the girlfriends. And let me say that today, in September 2021, it's more important that women are strong and clear and healthy so that their legacies can truly be developed, and so that we are at the table. Because until we are at the table, nothing will work right. Nothing. And this is how I look at everything. I'm very optimistic. I believe in rainbows and play dates and Disney World, and I even have magic wand I keep here. I lend you my magic wand until you find yours.
Here's mine. I have mine right by my desk.
Well, that's why we got one so well. But yeah. I believe in a world like that. But I also believe and I understand that women are wearing so many hats. Most of them are not for them.
That's true.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes. So, a lot of the work that I do is centered around what, through my experience of working with women for years, what either they're in some kind of an autoimmune or some kind of chronic thing that's going on, and they go, okay, we need to figure it out. Or maybe they wake up one day and they walk by the mirror and they go, is that really me? How did that happen? That can happen if you're a size 2 or whatever you are. Feeling good in your body is like, we forget about that. And self-care, it's interesting. One of the things we start right away with everybody that I work with is implementing self-care immediately. We have been taught that being overwhelmed and exhausted is a badge of honor. That's crazy. That's not our world, and that's not a world that thrives in abundance. That's why I always lovingly say, without giving up chocolate, because in my world, it's not depriving yourself. It's thriving and bringing things in and feeling that joy and abundance. And oh, by the way, the cacao nut is one of the best superfoods ever. So the first thing we do is give our folks a recipe for raw chocolate mousse.
Ooh.
It's so healthy you can eat it for breakfast.
Love it.
So it's all about abundance. And I never talk about dieting or nutrition, although I do have to use words. You're a businesswoman, about searches and what people search for. So I have to use diet and detox and stuff.
Keywords, right?
Yeah, right. But in my world, the language is about eating for radiance.
Oh, I love that.
Because that's how I want you to feel, which is why our program is called the Radiance Effect Factor.
Okay.
Yeah, because when you eat like that, I feel that women, stick with me on this, I feel that women are the X factor in what we need. There's always an X factor. Sometimes in an election, it's the youth vote or the women's vote or whatever. There's always an X factor. And I really find that creating a healthy immune system, everything else falls into place. And that radiance of eating that way and feeling in that way, I truly believe is the X factor of what's giving everybody hives and keeping women up at night, everything going on. It doesn't have to be that way. So one of the first things we do is self-care, easy self-care, because self-care is not selfish. Right. It's selfish when we don't take care of ourselves.
Yeah. And honestly, it's like the whole oxygen mask thing. You've got to take care of yourself before we can take care of others. Mm-hmm. But unfortunately, that kind of gets pushed to the side. Yeah. And we really focus on how we can support the ones we love. And we think about it. Would you want your family to be stressed? Would you want your daughters to be stressed? Would you want them to be unhealthy, your sons?
Exactly.
No. So why not take care of ourselves that way? And so you mentioned so much like goodness here. Like I have 2 pages of notes already. And I'm super excited that you are going to be sharing your story in our next Overcoming
I'm
Mediocrity
so
book.
excited about that. Yay.
And I'm so excited to be working with you because I know I've got a water machine coming, and
Yep.
I just learning so much about all of this. And so what we're going to do is take a quick break and then come back, and we're going to see how much of the stuff we can get covered in the next session. Yes. All right. So hang tight, Elaine. Today's episode is brought to you by the Overcoming Mediocrity Project. Are you ready to share your story in a life-changing book with other success-driven women? Then what if you could use that book to get speaking gigs, podcast interviews, and possibly a new client or 2? Wouldn't that be great? Well, watch out, chicken soup. Here comes Overcoming Mediocrity. Our proven system can transform your struggle story into a powerful signature message and then as one chapter in an Amazon best-selling book. Our process is simple and economical, and it will bring a lot of eyeballs on you, your business, and your big message to the world. We welcome you to apply to join our project. Just visit us at overcomingmediocrity.org and click on the apply button at the top of the page. We'll see you soon. Okay, we are back with the Overcoming Mediocrity podcast and Elaine Gibson, and we are going to go through, oh my gosh, I don't know, how can we get all of this covered in a short episode? Maybe we'll have to have you back. I think that would be a good plan.
I could.
But so
you and I just go away for a weekend and then we'll record the whole thing. We'll have a girls weekend and then we'll record the whole thing.
Yeah, no, I mean, honestly, so much of what you said resonated about, girlfriends, and that's a great way for us to get out and laugh and just enjoy life. But I want to get into some like tangible takeaways. Great. So the audience, whoever's listening, can, learn. Maybe they don't have cancer, but the whole premise that cancer is an anaerobic cell and it can't live in the presence of oxygen is something that really struck a chord with me, because maybe we don't have cancer, but the percentage of those who listening is very high that they will at some point in our life, or I should say. So what can we do? Why not start doing some of these things now while we can? So how do we get more oxygen and get our body to be more alkaline and get rid of all of that, the acidicness in our cells?
And I'm glad you picked up on that, because I learned it through my journey, but my journey is your classroom. And your journey is my classroom.
That's what stories are so important.
That's why stories are so important. So what I do is I want everybody to understand this is not only for people who are facing a health challenge. This is the way life must be, because we heal from the inside. All chronic stuff, all that stuff that we're feeling, it's an inside job. We create it, and the great news is that we're the ones that can heal it. So please understand, this is not just about reversing or renewing from
or curing
health journey.
Anything.
Right. And so the interesting thing is that I have all the badges: Weight Watchers, Jenny Craig, Nutrisystem, Atkins, Fed stuff. I've done it all. My mother and I even did the rye bread diet, right?
Oh.
Right.
Never heard of that one, but
I go way back, right?
Yes.
So it's always yo-yos. It's all about the yo-yos. But when I was I had discovered this type of lifestyle with Lisa Wilson 2 years after I was deemed healthy again. So in just following a lifestyle, before I knew it, I had lost 15 pounds. Before I came up for air, I had lost 15 pounds. never got on a scale. Now, I'm somebody that was on the scale every time I peed, I got on the scale because I was sure it would be less, right? Never got on the scale. I was just focusing about what was I eating? What was I eating? How do I live? How do I have my grandkids and all that? Lost 15 pounds. And then I continued, and I know the 15-pound mark because my daughter is now 53. Her two oldest children were being bar mitzvah that weekend. And I had gotten a dress, so it was like Friday night before synagogue, and I didn't have a black suit, right? So, and all of a sudden I realized I had lost all this weight. I walk in and people are going, what happened? What are you doing? So I want to emphasize that when you get to nature and you're doing things the way your body needs to support it, the toxins can release. And until we do that, so I want to make that very clear. This is not singly for people in a health crisis. So if we look at nature and we look at, let me give you a couple of things. First of all, start your day with hot water and lemon.
What about cold water and lemon? I do.
No, start your day
Okay.
with hot water, warm water, and lemon. And everybody that I work with does that. In fact, it's funny because the first 10 days that we work together, they send me a picture. They text me a picture. I do that a lot. I bribe my clients for what I want them to do. And then I send them a present, right?
There you go.
Anybody out here, you can send me an email with a picture for 10 days in a row that you've done hot water with lemon, and I will send you a gift, right? So first of all, it feels good. It warms the body. It hydrates you immediately, and it flushes out. Doesn't get any easier than that. Can I just say how easy that is? Right.
Yeah.
The other thing, if we look to the food that we're eating, and I talk about God's garden, if you will stick with, let me give you some of the most alkaline foods. So we're looking at celery, spinach, kale, broccoli, bell peppers, avocado, and there's another one, that cucumbers. Okay, there's the 7 most alkaline foods. Pick 3 of them. Just pick 3 that you love and start to incorporate in what you eat. This is not like going to the gym, having a membership that you don't use.
Yeah,
And
easy.
I
stuff.
hope I'm not the only one out here that's listening that has a gym membership.
So
they don't
spinach,
use enough.
kale, cucumber, avocado, bell peppers,
celery. Right. Yeah. Just pick 3. That's all. And just incorporate them. Start to incorporate them a couple of times a day. And here's the other thing. When people start to make changes and feel really good about what they're doing, I've seen it all the time. My experience is that you go to the market and you come home with a basket full, and it's like, no, take a week, this is so easy. Pick your top 3 ingredients and create a week's worth of recipes around these ingredients so that it's easy. You're not overwhelmed with 5 or 6 or 7 things. What do I do? And then you end up throwing stuff out because you haven't gotten to it all. So create your menus, your eating around what you love.
Yeah.
And just around 3 ingredients.
Okay.
And it saves money, it saves time, it saves bandwidth, and you start to feel better right away.
There's so many great things you can do with avocado.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Yes.
Spinach,
Chocolate
I love
mousse,
cucumbers.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So here's something that comes up. I'm just pulling these out. So these are so easy. In fact, I was working with one of my clients. Today's Wednesday. On Monday, we had one of our sessions. And she loves avocado toast, right? Or wraps, right? We do a lot with raw almond butter, and, or, people do avocado toast now. So if you're doing avocado toast, use Ezekiel bread, sprouted. Okay. So here's the thing. There's always opportunity to add on without any effort. So my avocado toast or my almond butter toast has cucumbers on it, It has sprouts on it. It has spinach on it. I mean, what could be better? But just layering, layering habits and getting those things are easy. And if you want to really take it to the next step, which is so easy, when you're out and about, instead of taking wraps, take lettuce. Get your romaine lettuce.
Oh,
whatever
making
you
wraps
have,
with the lettuce. Yes.
making wraps. You're eliminating the
bread, the
wheat,
carbs, yeah.
and all that. So put it all in there. Put sauerkraut on it, because you're having, anytime you can add fermented, right? And then roll it up. And so here's the key. Take silver foil and wrap each one separately. Put them in your bag as you're out and about, in your insulated bag, and you're out and about. I always take them hiking. Yes, I eat in my car. I will admit that. But my car is filled with things that support me.
Right.
So taking these wraps, put anything you want in them. Remember, we have those ingredients. Like you said, what's better than avocado? And just wrap each one. If you can get sauerkraut in, having fermented food keeps our gut clean. That's an easy way to do it.
What other fermented food is there besides sauerkraut for those of us that couldn't do that?
Well, you've got pickles, you've got pickled ginger, pickled beets, anything.
Got it.
Anything that's fermented.
Got it.
I'll tell you a funny story. When I do my live events, everything's catered raw. And then the centerpieces are all fruits and vegetables, right? Because they're beautiful. And there's always a bowl of sauerkraut, dish of sauerkraut on the table. So one of the women is a very prominent financial advisor in the metropolitan Washington, D.C. area. And about 5 weeks after the first live event she attended, she said, "Elaine, I have to tell you the funniest story." And I said, "What?" She said, "I was with a client and I told her about adding sauerkraut. And she came back 2 weeks later and she said, 'That's the best advice I ever got from you.'"
Wow.
So much better just adding something fermented to support her gut.
Okay.
Yeah. So every night, my husband and I, we have dinner. This is another little tip that we do I'm just giving you my lifestyle. Everything I do is here what I do morning.
It's just your norm, right?
This is my norm. And that's what is my vision, is to help you create an environment that is second nature. You don't even have to think about it. So every night, Nevin and I sit at the dining room table, and we've only actually started doing this since COVID. We've quieted down. We moved to the mountains just at the beginning of it. So we sit down, we say a little prayer together. We each say something that we're grateful for. We're married over 30 years, right? And yes, the dinner setting has this dish that has two compartments. One is kosher pickles, the other is sauerkraut.
Okay.
How easy is that? How easy is that? Yes. So these are little things. Another really easy thing that has to do with self-care, because I'm all about self-care is not selfish. In the bathroom or at every sink where you wash your hands, have lotion, non-fragrant lotion. I don't infuse with fragrance. I don't have anything that's infused with fragrance. My yogurt is plain, things like that. So when you wash your hands, you just put a little bit of lotion on your hands. So this is 30 seconds of taking care of you. Nobody can get to you. You're in the bathroom. Nobody's going to interrupt you, right? This is you saying, "I'm awesome," right?
Oh, yeah.
So you're massaging your hands. You're taking care, that you're intentionally taking care of yourself. You're massaging your hands, which, just like reflexology, it has all
circulation.
the Yes. It's so easy. I keep a little one in my car, my console right there. I do it all the time. So all of my sinks have lotion.
I like that because you don't have to do it just because your hands are dry. You're doing it because
No.
it helps with circulation and all of the different, nerve endings and just
Right.
everything.
And it's honoring you.
Yeah. It feels good.
It feels great
Yeah.
mentally and physically. Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, I went to like trying to be really organic and buy non-scented everything, but I then
Mhm.
take my lotion and I'll put essential oils in it. I'll
Yep,
like make my
exactly.
own little blend of whatever
Yep.
I feel like that month or
Yes,
that, bottle, and then just make it to be super
exactly.
special. Because I like the
Yep.
smell. I'm about the smell as well. But you want
Of
to make sure the
course.
smell is something that's not
Absolutely.
going to harm you.
Right. And it's not processed into what you're putting on your body. So and
Right.
we both use essential oils so that we know the quality, we know what we're doing. And yeah, that's
Yeah.
self-care. These are
Yeah.
not hard things.
Yeah. Wow, this is all good stuff. All right. Well, we only have a few more minutes. So, what I want to do is make sure that you have a chance to share what you have coming up. I know it's super exciting. I know typically we want to make sure that the free gifts that we offer our audience are evergreen, meaning that no
Mhm.
matter when they listen, they can get it. But this is, I feel, something that's too good to not share. So, can you kind of let everybody know what you're up to right now?
Sure. Yeah. Well, we do have an evergreen gift. That's
Yes, you
actually
do.
a trio. It's
Maybe
because
we'll provide both of the gifts. We'll do the evergreen gift and then this
okay.
special gift.
Okay. So as we said, our program is the Radiance Effect Factor. And before we lead into it, we like to have some fun activity within our sisterhood. So, I'm all about making the mundane fun and, what's less exciting than planning your meals, right? Unless you're in my world, where our meal planning system is called Easy Peasy Lemon Squeezy 5-day fun and fab meal planning system.
Ooh.
It's free and it's at easypeasywithelaine.com. Yeah,
Oh, that's
we'll
so
give you
fun.
right, but
It'll
and we'll give you a link in everybody so everybody can get in it because it has to be done, right? You have to plan, otherwise. So when you're planning, I hope I'm not the only one that has, oh my God, emergency pizza delivery nights.
Yes. Or what do I have in the freezer that's healthy? And you look in there,
Yeah,
there's
well,
nothing there. Oh my gosh.
that's right, exactly. So meal planning is really important, and we make it fun. We make it easy peasy. So easy peasy lemon squeezy. And you'll give everybody a link so they can
Yes.
do that and
That
have
will be in
fun
the
with
show
it.
notes below. So,
Great.
yeah.
Yes, we have that. And we actually we have a bunch of challenges and fun things we've now created an Easy Peasy with Elaine series of. So Thanksgiving, we always do planks. So it'll be Easy Peasy planks,
Ooh.
right. Yeah. So we're creating this kind of fun and ways to take care of ourselves.
I
So
love
yeah, we're
that.
excited about that. Yeah.
Yeah. Planks are a great way to keep your core
Yep.
strong.
Yeah.
Everything is
That'll be the
about
one
that.
after. Right. Yeah.
Ooh, I'm going to have to make sure I jump on both of these. Well, this is so really just so much great information, Elaine. I want to thank you for sharing your
Well, thank you.
wisdom and allowing our audience to jump into your challenge for free, because I
Mhm.
know that's going to be really transformational for everybody. And I can't wait to read your story when you actually write it
I'm
out and get
so
detailed about
excited.
it. Yeah.
I'm so excited to be part of that,
You're
to
such
be
an
part of your
inspiration.
book thank you. And
Yeah.
what the work that you're doing is, it takes a village and
Yes,
you
it does.
create that village, and it's
Yes.
just key.
And anybody that is listening, I really encourage you to check out Elaine's website just for the mere fact that you will not believe that she is 76. You have to see her. This woman is gorgeous. So just let that curiosity get the best of you. Check her out. And then I know you'll jump on board the challenge, and I will see you there. So thanks, Elaine. And again,
Absolutely.
all of the links will be in the show notes below.
Thank you.
And if you listened today to this podcast and you found at least one nugget of useful information, I encourage you to share it with other people. I'm sure you probably have more than one, but when we share things that we learn, it actually helps us retain that information. And so please share it, as well as share our podcast, because we want to be able to continue serving by providing great information to our audience, by bringing in great guests who have amazing stories and awesome ninja tips to share. So thanks, everybody. And of course, thanks, Elaine.
Thank you, Christy.
Thanks for listening to the Overcoming Mediocrity podcast, where we believe that everyone can have the business and life of their dreams once they've learned the art of mastering their story. Mastering our stories is the key to everything we want in life. Our stories can either hold us back or they can propel us to new heights. We can choose. You can choose. Choose to overcome mediocrity with us. Let's achieve greatness together. To learn more, visit www.overcomingmediocrity.org. And don't forget to subscribe, rate, and review this podcast.